Hey folks, MisterJustin here with Secret Weapon Miniatures and another Workbench Wednesday. Very excited to get back to work on the Orc Stompa that I am doing for the Nova Open Charitable Foundation. With special thanks again to Forge World Games Workshop and especially Games Workshop Lake Crest Village here in Sacramento. Cheers, Joe. Well, first off, let me thank you for joining me again. It's great to have another Workbench Wednesday. I think this is number 24. It's nice to be back into the cycle of it. Of course, if this is your first time tuning in, I hope that you'll click the bells, whistles, subscribe, like, Facebook, newsletters, all the things you're supposed to do to make sure that you can keep up with everything that we've got going on at Secret Weapon Miniatures. And, of course, to make sure that you can get questions to me for future Workbench Wednesdays. Today, I do have some updates on the work I was doing on the Stompa. Oh, hey. It's the little things. Today's been a slow morning. It's a little why we're late. And it's so late that I forgot to take my meds. So we're going to do that because self-care is an important thing. Hey, you out there, remember to take your meds, have water, relax, take care of yourself. It's important. All right, here we are. Updates on the Stompa. You can also tell it's been a busy week because I have not cleaned up the sheet from last Wednesday. All right, so on the gun, let's actually go ahead and bring the camera down for now. Gonna have to zoom out later when we actually work on the big kit, because we do have the big kit in studio today. Whoop, whoop. All right, lights are in place. So I did proper true metal shading on the cannon, so you can see as it gets the high albedo here. Oh my goodness, it is trying to autofocus on me today, and it should not. Stop that. That is not allowed. Doop, 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 desk cam. Configure video. Open up that other little widget. Give me that widget. No autofocus. You're fired. All right, let's see here. There we go. No autofocus for you. All right, so you can definitely see how, and I think I mentioned this in the last video too, how the albedo here is very high, medium, and then it gets into that nice, very dim down here. So that highlight is actually part of this. Added some of the stock GW decals here, which I need to clean this guy up. I have not hit these with any kind of microsol yet or anything like that. No solvent on these yet to get them into place. But I did add the checks front and back, a cheeky little Ultramarines symbol. And I did do more on the body itself. Started to add the beginnings of some freehand. Also Imperial Fists next to our Bad Moons there. A little Mortis on this one. Another cheeky Imperial Fists Ultramarines. On this side, sticking to the reds, and then I've got the yellow dags up here that I will wind up outlining and doing some more work with. I'm also going to do more to bring the paint down and make it clear that it's been dripping. And the other thing that's going to be hard to see on video, unless I really zoom in, there it is, are the handprints. Itty bitty handprints. Little bloody handprints. You got to have little bloody handprints. With special thanks to Chris Borer, who was kind enough at one point to make me itty bitty handprints. Unfortunately, I'll have to work out a new material for these because I broke the other one. So I only have one hand now. Well, only one bloody hand. All right. Raven Wing, some checks. Dark Angels, more messy dags. More handprints, and then just a little bit of the metallic touch to the blades, which are going to get very weathered later, of course. All right, but today I'm going to set all that aside because today I don't expect to do much painting, if any. Excuse me. Because, in fact, I'm going to go all in on this one. Here we go. Well, as all as I can get because there's a mask in place. This is the kit. I can't even get the, look, there we go. Oh my God, it's gigantic. It's bigger than my face. This thing, it was easy for me to forget. I have not seen a Stompa in a long time. And certainly haven't built one in a long time, even longer than that, in fact. Helped my buddy Seth once with his, and that's as close as I've ever gotten, but it's a kit that I've always wanted to do. Of course, I'm sure everyone is shocked that I am in love with the Stompa kit. But it's easy to forget how big it is, even when, you know, I'm working on something like a belly plate here and the belly gun. I'm like, all right, well, that seems like a totally reasonable model. Yeah, it's not. This thing is gigantic, and I love it. So let's pop this thing open. Oh, my God. Get some instructions out of the way. Who needs instructions anyway, right? All right, so this is so ridiculous. I love it. I'll set that right here. This is the base plate. It's about the size of my hand. And yeah, large model is large, but it's large. All right, so yeah, I actually have to jump into the instructions. I have not done a preview on this. I have not had time. Things have just been crazy around the household, if not just the studio. So let's see here. Boopity boopity boop. I'm looking at instructions. Step 1, cut and glue some stuff. Yeah, all right, that seems fair. Who could have guessed? Caffeine, so I can work today. Get a pair of clippers and no clippers. Nip, nip. All right. Put this right here, my handy little dock holder. And, oh my gosh. These are some mighty, mighty vents, which makes sense because this is a mighty, mighty plate. So I'm cutting a little bit away from the frame, or from the piece, of course. All right. And seriously, Games Workshop, stonking good work on this. I can't even, it's just so wonderful. Welcome to the horribly dirty cutting mat. What I mean to say is previously enjoyed cutting mat. All right. Well loved. So now I'm just cleaning off those edges with my other glasses on. There we go. Hey, look at that. There's a model here. Oh, sure, I have a box full of fancy files right in front of me, but who wants to do that? The trick is trying to keep it on camera for you. Not that you really need to see me scraping edges, so I'm sure that sound is really wonderful, though, over the microphone. Imagine Emily's very glad she's not in studio today wearing the headset. All right, all right. And God, look at even already the details just inside, the chains going into the legs and everything. That's just fantastic. Just fantastic. All right. Switch. Edge nippers. Go. Edge nippers, roll, and go. So I am already very excited to get the belly gun attached to this thing, because that is going to be the center plate, of course, on this. Cut that a little better. No, I can't. Too close. Switching guns. All right. Running my hand around that edge to make sure everywhere that should be smooth is. Doop, 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 doop. Congratulations, you have watched me cut out a piece of plastic. So yeah, this is actually the bottom of the Stompa. It's a spot that's really never going to be seen under normal circumstances. But, of course, they put some detail on here for you, because of course they did. No reason to just give you that big old blank plastic plate. All right, so it has me build the belly plates like right away. So I'm assuming let's see. So that is that part. That is that part. All right, it actually has me build the back first. Good. Because the back actually needs to get built. Haha. All right. Oh, man. Well, it's an old kit. I don't know that Games Workshop is still not numbering their parts, but sure would be nice if these were numbered. There's a picture of what's on the front of this. And that's what I'm looking for. So I think that is this one here. Nope, that's got to be right. Yep, with the little hole in the back and the whole bit. All right, here we go. And hey, Miniature Mayhem and Jess, welcome. Great to see you folks again. Thanks for tuning in. Nice to have you here. Today's going to be an especially fun episode because I managed to get a whopping 3 hours of sleep today. Thanks in part to my son. Only in part, though. The rest is entirely my fault. I started a project that was supposed to be finished by sunset and had to be finished before I could, stop. So I finished at 3:30, straight to bed, and my son woke me up at 6:30. Let's do that with the blades. The rest of those cuts look pretty good. All right. So if I suddenly doze off or forget what I'm doing, I hope you'll understand. keeping that rough edge here. I don't want anything flat. It's obviously meant to be damaged, so I'm going to cut some of that back in. All right. I'm also going to rough up some of these edges. Now, another wonderful thing about this is, you know, we're talking about the plastic kit here, not the Forge World bits, but all of this different texture and detail they got on here. Textured plate, so I don't have to do all of that myself, which is wonderful. And it means that since I have some textured plate, I'll actually leave the others alone for the most part. I'm still going to rough this up a bit. Some of these are still a little too smooth. And I can do some of that just by like coming along an edge here and giving you that wonderful sound again. But very roughly scraping that edge to get myself the torch cut marks. Like this whole section here, that's just not okay. Although I suppose, since I have an audience, I might as well actually texture some of these plates, because then I can talk about how I do that. After all, I'm going all in on this one. I'm just going to take this off camera for a sec, because I need to work over here to do this safely. Come on, you know you secretly love that sound. Also, remember to make an appointment with your dentist. All right. So yeah, all I did, I'll have to fiddle the focus here for you. Move glasses. You don't belong there. You actually belong in my glasses case. So let's do that. Then I can fiddle focus. Right here. So it's not a lot, but you can see now that this big flat edge here now is rough, and that I messed up right there, and that's fine, because focus, we'll fix that. All right, let's see. Now, the one trick with not having planned originally to show you guys how I do panels is I'm not sure. This stuff. All right. I'm not sure I have any of this stuff. This stuff right here, Squadron White Putty. Let me talk to you about Squadron White Putty. Don't use it. It's horrible. It's toxic. It's noxious. It's awful. So of course, let's jump in and get to work with it. But first, I need to open the window in the studio here because I need venting. All right. Let's see. I also need one of the things I don't know what I did with when we finished the studio, because it's pretty much finished now, which is really great. One of the things I don't know what I did with is my glass plate. Where, if you were a glass plate, where would you be? Oh, with my oil paint making supplies. Hey, look, while I'm up, I'll put a lid on one of my son's paint jars. Oh, kid. took my oil painting supplies out to the garage. So, you know what that means, folks. I'll be right back. And back again. Couldn't find the glass plate. Wasn't willing to take the time. But I know where plenty of these are. So just grabbed a few of these. I was using those for the small batch oil testing that we're doing. One of these. I need one of these. Especially this one. Oh, which is so caked with old squadron putty. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh. There we go. All right, so we've already covered the fact that you should never, ever, under any circumstance, use squadron white putty. Right? Good. Now, the other thing we're using today, the other noxious, horrible, flammable, toxic death liquid is methyl ethyl ketone, MEK. Again, I don't mention this often, but I will recommend, whenever I think of it, that you get familiar with the chemical names for the, especially for the, well, for the chemicals you're using, but especially for the glues that come up a lot. Because not every super glue is cyanoacrylate. And you want cyanoacrylate. There are different formulations of that, sure, but it's good to understand that this is cyanoacrylate, or Ca glue. This is methyl ethyl ketone, or MEK. MEK is actually a plastic solvent. Yeah, all sorts of crazy things that you can do with MEK. But when you're building a plastic kit like this, it is definitely my recommended glue, because as a solvent, it actually welds the seams together. You can also use it for gap filling and a bunch of other crazy stuff. All right, but right now, I am going to take my horrible, toxic, evil, death putty, and then I'm going to mix some horrible, toxic, evil, death liquid into it, and then make a paste. What could go wrong? Oh, wait, I know what, I'm going to use the top of this, or bottom of this right now. Oh, good. Oh my god. Do I still have white putty, or is it totally dry? Wow. My white putty seems to have dried out, which is bizarre. It's not actually aware it could do that in a sealed tube. Well, we're going to try and get some of this out of here anyway, because I'm just going to put solvent in it to reconstitute it anyway. That's not going to work, so we're going to cut the damn thing open. Yeah, look at that. I had no idea that white putty had a shelf life. I am disappointed, but not deterred. Ooh, yeah, smell that toluene in there. Yeah, ooh, God. All right, let's get you as far away from my face as possible, so that I can now get to adding solvent to this. Boop, boop, boop. And at this point, I'm going to respirator up. I've got my window open, I've got my respirator on. Take precautions, please, when you're working with stinky, horrible, toxic death liquids. Right now, I'm wishing I had a little squeezy bottle of McCoy. A dropper bottle, rather. Start there. Seal that because more than once I have knocked it over on my table. No running away. See, that putty's reconstituting fairly quick. This is why I have two special brushes just for this. Is that working out? So I sure hope so. So I want you guys to hear me, but I don't want to get cancer, so. Or in this case, temporary or long-term neurological damage. Yeah, sorry that this is taking so much longer than expected, but like I said, I had no idea it had a shelf life, so having to do a little extra work to get this to go. Normally it just takes a little squeeze of the tube and then a couple of drops of this and we're good to go. So now I'm so far into this, I'm going to cut out the other panels and make sure I texture everybody all at once here. Excellent. Thanks for letting me know you can hear me. Appreciate it. All right, I'm going to call that good enough for now because, frankly, I'm tired of doing it. All right. So let's find some panels here. That's going to have the engine on it, no doubt, the stacks. There's a textured panel there already. So let's get this big boy here. This one's nice and flat, kind of dull. And that's it. I'm stippling it on. It's going to give me that sand cast texture. It's one of several ways I usually get texture on military vehicles. You can use different textures to give you the difference between various casting types. I got my posts here, the nuts and bolts. All right, let's get this guy. Need more MEK. So knackered today, I'm not going to know whether it's MEK making me loopy or just lack of sleep. I'll have to keep adding MEK to that. So just adding a little extra texture, a little extra interest. And when you see that painted up, all be worth it. Normally, of course, I would mask this, but since it's all going to be rough, I don't need to. All right, let's get you some focus. Woo! No, just kidding. There we go. So yeah, you can see the texture pretty clearly. Well, I say that. There you go. All right, next. So I need two panels that look kind of like that. All right. Well, fortunately, that is easy because those are the arm panels, and I can tell they're here because they've got the little arm widgets with them. That's polite, at least. Oh, there's a really great textured plate on here. Sort of thing you normally have to do with heat. If they hadn't done it for me. But they did! Because the guys at Games Workshop are great. Doop, doop. Yeah, folks, excuse me. Speaking of which, hey Keith, I hope you're feeling better, man. All right. We got panels. We got all sorts of panels. I got your panels right here. Here we go. I've got solvent. We've got engagement range. I promise not to start singing Tom Waits at you. Besides, if I'm going to sing musicals. Alrighty. What do we got? We got this big old panel right here. What's over that? Well, it is next to this. That texture and that texture. And this is the one I was talking about, that nice beaten texture.
really see that. So I do have a lot of texture across here. So I actually want that one to be fairly plain. So I'm going to texture this one. Textured. Bullet holes aren't texture. Let's do more down there. Alrighty. Next. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Still getting this back. It's going to keep dried out on me, and I just keep reconstituting it. That part is normal. What is not normal is finding it completely dried out in your container. This whole that'll be nice too, because so far I've only done square panels for really. This one at least has some shape to it there. This one nice and thick. Clean up around it. Is no problem. Whee! All right. Anybody else? I love the cheeky little grots in here too. That'll be fun. There we go. That's a fun spot. As soon as I'm done with this part, I'm taking all this stuff out of the house and putting the broadcast on hold for a minute. So I like this little welded panel here, so I'm actually going to highlight that with some texture around it so that they are different textures. Right now that one has a little bit of a hammered look, but I really want to emphasize the fact that it was, you know, welded into place at some point as a repair by differentiating that material. Even more so. Last but not least, I think this little guy. Try to break up the smooth, so that when I'm doing rust, and more rust, we can still get a little bit of extra interest. let's see. You go on, yeah, or the other side. Gotta be the side. You will attach. Sort of. There we go. All right, because now I can also take a look at what's next to it over here. See if there's any spots where I want to add texture this direction because of where I have texture over here. Start planning it out a little more carefully. And I want texture right here. Boop, boop, doop, 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 doop. Blanc. Ooh, that's not right. Get off my brush. All right. Clean some of that off. Stab the camera. Texture that a little differently. There we go. And last but not least, that means you must go over here like so. And ooh, no, that's nice. That panel. That time I'm selectively patching it because I want this one to be a little varied. I'm going to make it a little thicker. Right here, I need some thicker putty. Just building up a second layer right here. There's some heavy down here. All right. So, let me cap the MEK. Get this the heck away from me for a second until I get it out of the house. And then, all right, it's too late. That's cancer. All right. We have this side. Gonna need to zoom out. Shoo! And refocus. Let's get it right there for you. There we go. That'll do. Isn't that great? All right. There we go. So, with our newly textured panels, so we get a nice transition across. And on this side, same deal. Nice transition across. So I'm going to get the horrible, toxic, just evil nastiness out of my house now. I will be back in just a minute.
And back again. While I was on my way out to the garage to take this stuff out, I did actually turn on the house fan as well to better vent this space because it still stinks. And that's no good. All right. But let's get back to the Stompa. All right. So there are some widgets here. It looks like I get a gun. That goes into this spot. Okay, and some things to hold that in place, and some hatches and some arms and whatnot. All right, but first, I am dying to do a dry fit because I've got to know how the belly gun looks with this. I really do. And that's a big old gap down there. I'll be curious to see what goes in that gap later. All right, but this goes lower than that, like so. Right, because it's got to have room for the feet. All right, so I'm going to need a cup. Let's do a cup of cups. Cup is just a little too big, but that's all right. We're just dry fitting. All right, so you're going to wind up here. You wind up like so. You wind up like so. Oh my goodness. I keep marveling at how large this model is. I love it. All right. And then, oh gosh, here we go. Here we go. Well, not you. Let's see. You would be so probably right there where I'm using it to hold up my thing. All right, here we go. I'm just going to get you guys out of the way then. Let's see where this fits. So now we know what that does. Ah, ho ho ho. Look at these kids. Look at these crazy, crazy kids. I don't have to sit here wondering. I just have to be clever enough to operate without instructions, apparently. Oh, come on. It has to be right. If you're not right, you're fired. There we go. All right. That is right. Look at that. All right. So that is the mount. Here is the gun. Oh, wait. There's a widget first. Here's the widget. Here's the gun. Which, of course, isn't going to want to stay, but that's fine. We'll pretend it's there. Top panel should be actually under my cutting bed, I think. Yep. So that goes on here. All right. And then this would go here. And you would go. No, you go down a bunch. I'm forgetting again. Right, you go all the way down. That's right, because you need to be even below that. Nice. All right, that's going to be great. Oh, I'm loving it. All right, but that means that I can start gluing to the body. So let's do that. I got my handy dandy model stand. Yeah, I'll use this for now. I have some handy dandy caffeine. All right. So we are here. you on here. Let's make sure I understand where you go completely before I glue you. All right, so using the MEK, I'm going to do a weld bead, obviously all the way across here, but you also want to put it on both parts of the model. I have a rough spot there. Let's get rid of that. I actually see my dentist tomorrow. Oh, that sound never gets old. All right. No, it totally gets old. I'm not going to need that for the moment because we are going to slap it in here. This is the inside of the model, so I'm not worried about it being pretty. Do remember, this is a solvent, so it is melting plastic as I speak. There. It's got a little MEK on those edges now, and that's great because I'm going to come in and really hit those as well. Well ventilated space. It would be better if I had my vents running, or the house fan running, but cap that up. Don't want to spill it or breathe it any more than I have to. And so it begins. Now, because the belly panel simply fits into place with the rest of the kit, it's always been my plan to build and paint the majority of the body as a single unit. That way I can just fit the other piece in and we're good to go. Looks pretty good. Sounds pretty good. And yeah, you can actually see a bit right there of squishy plastic, because I gave it a nice heavy coat. In fact, I want this to stay so much. I'm going to do that again in a few minutes, but not right away. Otherwise, I will simply undo the work I just did. Although this spot needs it more. Anyhow. There are all sorts of little applicators for this, and you can get big jugs of it at Home Depot, if that's your thing. All right, set that aside so I don't have to breathe it and chat with you guys for a minute. Hey, what's up? All right. Now, I really do need to let that dry for a second before I start fiddling with it. So let's see what else is on the desk. What else can we do? Well, I should probably take a look at those instructions and see what... Yeah, see, I knocked that over. That's why I always cap it. That would have been the end of the broadcast right there. So we can attach the shoulders to this as well at the same time. Okay. Some hatches and plates. All the way to the belly and the neck. Wow, okay. What else can we do here? 3 is a foot. Well, all right. I don't know about you, but I think the next thing that I have to do is the smoke tags, because we'll paint those separately. Yeah, no.
Hey.
Oh, hey, phone's not on D&D. Oh, it is, but that person can get through. Oh, that's a cool jaw piece. The cool head pieces. All right. None of which I need. Daka. I might have to do the guns next. That's kind of what I'm talking about, especially since the bottom of it is made out of Lehman Rust tread. You can't beat that. And yeah, look at the texture on this stuff. They did a great job with the hammered metal versus the cast metal hammered pieces. Yeah, it's just fantastic. Stonkin, good work, folks. I'm chuffed to be working on your model. All right. We got smokestacks. I love that even on the frame, it's just kind of exploding out. All right. Well, let's... oh my gosh, these are numbered. Why aren't you using numbers then? Ah, well. Who needs numbers? Wait, I do. I was asking for them. Okay. That's weird, but I can get it. All right. Those are meant to be attached. Kind of figured because there's a ring between them. All right. That's great. Oh, clever, clever, clever. I love it. Alrighty. So these widgets go thusly. All right. And there's a plate. Yep, sure is. It's part 105. If you want to put it on the instructions. All right, so we've got this, we've got those, these, and later I add some tubies. And that's fine because I will add more and more and more and more tubes. This thing is going to get drilled plenty of times and have plenty of tubes added to it. Tubes and cables, cables and tubes. I will use the MEK to actually fill my gaps and hide the seams. No gaps in this, just seams, but I'll use the MEK to get rid of this. Oh my gosh, they did something even better than that. They gave you that little raise right there to hide their own seams. Now I'll have to do it on this side, but yeah, again, Stonkin, good work. I am in love with this kit. I'm so glad that I finally get to do it. And of course that I get to do it for the Nova Open Charitable Foundation. So you will also have a chance to win this model if you choose, and I hope you do. They're going to put it up for raffle. Gluing, 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 breathing in the fumes. At least they're super toxic. Where am I? What am I doing? No, that is not closed. That is closed. I got glue on my fingers, which is actually annoying because I can actually leave a fingerprint in the model at this point. Once it's all covered in MEK, my finger is, I can just press that texture right into the model. Yeah, again, they did this wonderful raised seam there on both of this. So it's only that one piece that I actually have to clean up here, a little bit back here, but that's not egregious either. Yeah, this is great, just great. All right, so just be smarter in the piece. Here we go. All right, one of those. So you, what, go thusly. Ooh, you're not gluing. Gonna hold that tight for a minute. Doop, doop, doopy, doopy, doop. Welcome to Holding Models Closed. Justin McCoy. Yeah, these will need to clean up, so I'm not going to glue it to the base plate yet. But I am going to dry fit it. I wouldn't want to glue it to the base plate anyway, because I really want to go to town on these. So it looks like this goes on first. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, that little, ooh, ah. Love the use of the negative space. All right, here we go. One of these and one of those, and it goes like that. Oh my gosh. That's what I'm talking about. That is properly orky. I don't even think I really need to do much to make that any orkier. It'll also give me the one good spot on the model to use the heat effect. All right. And that, of course, would go right there. A booyah. Yeah. So again, getting into the scale of this darn thing. There's the back of the model with the smokestacks. And it only gets bigger. All right. So we've got smokestacks. Bargains galore. All right. Let the MEK do its job there for a minute. All right, we've got, ooh, a spotter up in a thingamajigger. Some feet. Yeah, I don't care about feet right now. What else we got? Yeah, it's definitely weapon time, because that way I can get to all the boring build stuff later. But once we've got these built, I will be able to paint them for you. Wahahaha. Oh, let's see. Guns or saw blades? That arm. Oh my gosh. Is covered in plastic tubes. We're going to have to fix that with some actual tubes. So let's do the blade arm, because that's what I'm going to do. Orky widgets. I love it. Such widgets as these. That is definitely DACA. This, not so DACA. This choppa, no DACA. All right, choppa. Where do we start? Well, obviously we start with this hunk of chunk of burning plastic. Okay. So once I get this one painted, I'm going to see where it's a little hard plastic tubes and conduits go, and then almost certainly replace those with actual proper wire and braided cabling and stuff, just to really help this one pop. Man, I sure love these super clear instructions. It's a great kit. But okay, so those. Seems that way anyway. Nope. Hey, yeah, look at that. You're not even seeing the model. Sorry about that. Thank you, Emily, for the reminder. Helps to see what I'm working on, if that's what I'm talking about. Doom, 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 doom. Something tells me that's right, but not right. Ah, because that's not the right piece. You piece of... Is it that one? Fine. It's pieces. Numbered, but not on the sheet. Get off my porch. Get off my lawn. But seriously, if you decide to number the parts in your kit, go ahead and put those numbers in your instructions. That's what people do. There is otherwise no reason to number the parts on your kit. All right, so you go there then. Yep, I see, okay. We've got one of those, and then this thing gets involved. All right, so this, what, wait, what? Is that a part? Is that even a part? I don't even know. I have no idea what's happening now. Yes, apparently I also need this widget. Which is carefully hidden in the instructions as that little circle back there. Dear Games Workshop, I love you. I love this kit. The next time you do a print run on the instructions, please number them. It won't take long. All right, so one of these, and oh, there's going to be a hydraulic that goes into it too, apparently. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, this gets assemblies too. All right, so I'm skipping a step. That's why. Well, if I'm going to skip steps, then I don't get to complain as much. Still number your parts. I think I want this thing. And one of the many hydraulics. Wonderful. There are so many to choose from. Which one goes here? Well, it doesn't have a cable, but it looks like it has a spot for a hose. So which one of you has a spot for a hose? It looks like this one has a spot for a hose. And it gets, I don't know, some dinky little hose off of here. Oh. Yep, I think that's that's right. Oh, wow. All right. And that means I get the hydraulic with a widget in it. Or rather, with room to put a widget in it. That's the way. I like it. Alrighty, so you go there, okay, and then into there, like so. Okay, it's a nice fit. And then we're not going to do any of that because I want to be able to do the arm without getting it into place there. So, all right, you don't move. You are static. So I can glue all of you without having to worry about that piece. But I keep the piece on there because it's holding it nice and tight. All right, and then from there, you go on this side. It's just complimenting how nicely you were held in place. And then all right, now I need to take all that off because what's going on here? Good. How far do you actually, what do you fit? Oh my gosh. I can close that now so we don't have to listen to the neighbor mow. You probably get to anyway because this mic is so sensitive, but the Valkyrie shows parts that don't actually exist. Well, that's exciting because that is one of the other kits I'm really looking forward to building. All right, well, let me find the other pieces of this because hopefully that'll help me understand how this attaches. Yeah, I intended to do a Valkyrie. I've got the Elysian drop troops that fit inside and planned to do it with all of the historical detailing I could do for detailed cockpit, the drop bay, a whole bit. So I'm sad to hear that it's not a great kit. Well, it is a great kit. I'm sad to hear that its instructions are goofy. All right, so you are going to attach very clearly like this. So you don't go inside of that at all. You go, what the crap? Oh, like so. Oh my God, all right. So it just attaches to the arm, which is the best news ever because that means I can totally do this separately. Ha 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 ha. All right. All of you pieces, get over there. Nobody cares about you anymore. Because if we're going to have Choppa, we might as well have some Choppa Choppa. 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 Choppa Choppa Choppa. We've got blades on our blades. Like you should. Now in this case, I'm going to dry fit the blade because I may actually paint its components separately as well. So the body I'll glue. I'll need to drill out the exhaust here all the way through. I'll get the holes through here and all the way back. All right, so then you guys need to get cleaned up real quick. Blink. All right. So you're going to go like so, you're going to go like so, and you are not the one. You go like Rumpf. Do you go on first? You go on first. Okay, fair enough. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Oh, yeah, I get it now. All right, that's great. There's that stupid little cable. All right. And then there's a detail and a wheel. How did I lose this frame? Put it back in the box. All right. So that detail has got to be this little radiator. That's great. Excuse me. This is great. A little spout and everything. I love it. Well done, Games Workshop. I'll say it again. Remember your instructions. All right, so that widget goes here, but not like that. Like that. All right, so that is, except for the wheel. Do I want that wheel now? Yes, I do. I do want the wheel now. So here is our assembly for the chopper. Big mighty chopper. Chopper, chopper, chopper. Choptastic. Chopperific. Isn't that where you go? That's where you say you go, but you're a liar. You're not going to fit there. That tolerance is ridiculous. Yep. That's where you want to go. Yeah, right. Yeah, there's no way. All right, so I'll have to fix that. Derp. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Ooh, what goes there? What am I missing? Nothing yet. It's on the next page. All right. But wait, there's more. Nope, it is there. Okay, well, they're going to skip a step. Looks to me. Yeah, because I've got that big flat spot here. We go from that 15 to 16, and there's the thing there. It's not on the instructions. Is that the little DACA gun? That's just the little DACA. Gets a little DACA. All right, Choppa gets some DACA. And I can tell because it's the only piece on the frame that has the right widget. No other reason. But that's all right, because that's awesome. And the rest is cables and hydraulics for the arm, it looks like. And there's some that go on here, but I will replace those with proper cables. Oh yeah, lots of, God, this is great. Yeah, the more I look at this, the happier I am. What a great kit. All right. But, hey, Greg. Nice to see you. Thanks for tuning in today. Oh, a little bit of flash in here. Let's clear that out. All right. So that is how the gun is supposed to go together, or the choppa is supposed to go together. With blades. Everywhere blades. Oh my God, it's so bladey. All right, so thinking about this piece, I'm going to wrap up after this. I'm also going to put these on their proper sides. You may not have noticed, but they have proper sides. Thinking about this piece, I can do these separately and want to. I'm going to want to get that whole assembly. So I'm going to want to do these separately. Obviously the guns need to be done separately. And drilled out and cleaned up. And I'm seeing entry ports, but no exit ports. So I was going to get some shells flying out of here, but I'll have to figure that out. Where are they supposed to go? So I think that what I'm going to do is actually just assemble the body, because I have to get it cleaned up. Get rid of those seams. But gosh, I wish... Yeah, I wish I could get in there to better do some detail in here, but that's not going to happen. So let's get this glued, and then I'm actually going to wrap up for today. Go get some brunch. Trying to take a nap. 3 hours sleep is not enough. Cheers, Charles. Hopefully we'll see you next week. All right, and that is actually all of the assembly that I'm going to do on this. So these other parts I'm all going to paint separately. It's true, not true on the arm, so I can glue the arm. Get this process started too. Next week, we'll be back to painting this bad thing. Because, of course, I'll keep working on it during the week. At least that's the plan. All right. A doop doop doopy doopy doop doop doo. argue with me. All right. Oh, yeah, I did it. Got a fingerprint. All right. I'll clean that out later. So I've got plenty of things glued together for me to paint next time. We've got the exhaust that we'll do the heat effect on. And we've got the blade that we're definitely going to have some fun with. And of course, by the time we come back next week, well, I'll get back to this one because it's always worth remembering the scale of this thing. I'll have the rest of this finished as we get as we give it. Oop, don't come out. I just had you aligned. There we are. As we give it quite a bit more DACA. Whew, and that's why I absolutely had to have the Stompa with the belly gun. It's just so ridiculous. It's a great piece. Wonderful combination of Forge World and Games Workshop coming together. And that, of course, is all I've got this week, folks. Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. Please do remember, if you haven't already, to like, subscribe, bells, whistles, newsletters, Facebook, all the things to do in order to keep up with us so that, you can catch us for the next Workbench Wednesday. And, of course, submit your questions. If there's anything you'd like to see covered on a Workbench Wednesday, let me know. I'll be happy to do it. In fact, answering your questions, showing you guys the techniques that you want to learn is my favorite part of this. So, yeah, hit me up. Thank you so much. Happy hobbying in the meantime. Enjoy.